Okay, so changing the world. I had this conversation with somebody the other day that related to the Wi-Fi password, but it got us talking about unicorns. And she said to me, she said, "Isn't it funny that there's a unicorn on the British coat of arms?" And when she said it, it did kind of ring a bell for me, but I found it really hard to believe. I was like, "What do you mean? There's a unicorn?" And it just didn't seem to add up, really. Like, I thought, why would there be a magical being on the imagery of something of an establishment so serious and so archaic as the British monarchy? It just didn't seem to add up. And I googled it, and sure enough, there's a unicorn, right? There's a lion and a unicorn, and the lion apparently represents England, and the unicorn represents Scotland. And the unicorn, I mean, it kills me to even say this. The unicorn is in chains, right? They've put the unicorn in chains. It's disgusting. Who would do that to a unicorn? Oh my God. And I started reading about it, and the reason that the unicorn is in chains is because apparently a free unicorn is a very dangerous thing. Which, as I've started to think about it, I can kind of understand why. But you know what seems more dangerous than a free unicorn? To me, is a unicorn that has been in chains for a really, really long time and then manages to break free. Like, if the unicorn was just free from the very beginning, it'd probably just be fine. Be like, yeah, I'm fine, I'm free, I'm just doing my thing. But can you imagine if a unicorn has been in chains since, I don't know, maybe the very beginning, and then it gets out of its chains, it's gonna be fucking furious, isn't it? Oh my God, it's gonna be so angry at the Queen, the kings and the queens and all of those people who wear those really funny costumes. It's gonna be like, fuck you! How dare you put me in chains? And so I was kind of thinking, all right, well, what would a free unicorn do? Because I quite like the idea of being a free unicorn. And I'm trying to like channel the free unicorn thing and just, I could be projecting. I mean, I don't know exactly what a free unicorn would do or how it would think or how it would perceive the world. But I can imagine that a magical being, such as a unicorn, would probably be supportive of things like freedom and peace and equality and love. It would probably be into love and not so into hatred and fear and cruelty, right? And it'd probably want to, like, if a free unicorn was around now, I could be projecting, but if it was, and it could see what was going on in the world, and it would just be like, oh my God, no, sorry, no, this has to end. This has to end immediately. This is completely horrific. And I imagine that a free unicorn would be left with little choice but to really try to kind of take over. To take over, to bring justice, to punish the bad people, bring freedom and equality and peace to the good people, and just kind of, bring things back into balance. Because it's like, I'm a unicorn, I'm a magical being that seems to be alive in this physical world, and what's going on the earth right now is really awful. I'm going to need to step in and do something. So that kind of leads me onto, well, this show, I suppose, that I'm going to be putting on to try and get this girl. And it relates a little bit to, it's a bit awkward, right? And this is very much to do with my pickle. So my pickle of that I'm in at the moment, that I can't quite figure out how to get out of, and I'm just trying all sorts of things. It's an awkward pickle because it puts me in this situation where I feel like I've run out of options, and the only thing I can do, either to stand being here with what's going on, and to get this girl, and to put on a show, and to just kind of let it all out, the only thing I can really try to do is take over the world. Now then, before you get all, like, I don't know, reactionary to that, which maybe not, but the thing is, right, I mentioned it the other day to somebody, just kind of a passing comment. I was like, I'm just thinking of trying to take over the world. And oh my God, you should have seen the face on him. He was furious. He was like, fuck you. You can't take over the world. And, well, I just find it really annoying, to be honest, that kind of reaction. Because I'm like, have you seen what's going on? Have you seen who's in charge of it at the moment? Have you seen what they're doing? And there you are, getting all impassioned and furious about me, a perfectly nice person, saying, I think I'm going to have a go at taking over the whole world. I'm just going to try, because I just can't bear it, how it is. And, yeah, he was super pissed off. And, to me, that just doesn't make any sense. Because if I was in charge of the world, right, just very briefly, what I'd do is I would end government, because I just think it's a bit weird. I'd get rid of all of the laws that we've come up with, because we've kind of pulled them out of our arse, haven't we? And I just don't think we need them. I think we're quite clever. I think we're quite nice, really. I think if you take all that stuff away, we'll actually just figure it all out and we'd be totally fine. What else would I do? I would, well, yeah, I'd take the men and do something with them. The bad ones, I mean, not all of them. And I would, well, we'd stop burning coal, all of that. We'd stop just kind of killing ourselves, and we'd start healing. We'd plant loads of trees. We would make sure that everybody's got somewhere to live, because that seems pretty basic. We'd also make sure that all of the people who have been starving for a really long time have got some food, because there's loads of food and there's just no fucking reason why there should be people starving. So I'd redistribute the food, redistribute any kind of wealth, but I don't know, I think money would kind of do away with that too. We'd stop building such ugly buildings. We'd stop flying aeroplanes, and we'd make some very beautiful sailing boats. And yeah, we'd be free, right? We'd just be free, and it would be heaps nicer. And so, yeah, when I say, just like very casually, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm thinking of maybe taking over the world. When I say that, and I get these responses by this guy who's just like, yeah, just so angry. So angry that I've got the arrogance to think that I can do that. He's like, fuck you. It's my world. I'm like, well, I don't see you trying to take over the world. I mean, yeah, if he was planning on taking over the world and I come along and I'm like, I'm going to take over the world, I can see why it'd be really awful. Really uncomfortable. And I'd be pissed off too. I'd be like, no, you can't. I'm going to do it. But he had no intention at all of trying to take over the world. Absolutely none. I don't think the thought had ever even crossed his mind. And for me, if someone who's just a nice person comes along in this kind of situation where everything's on fire and says, you know what, I think I'm going to try and take over the world and bring justice to the good people and bring healing and, yeah, just kind of transform things quite radically. Well, to be honest, if somebody did that, the first thing that would enter my mind would be like, I'd probably be really pissed off with myself. I'd be like, oh my God, can't believe I didn't think to do that. Oh my God, so annoying. But I really like to think that I'd be able to be kind of mature about it. I'd be like, I didn't think to try to take over the world. This person did. They're a nice person. I wish them the best because what I want is for things to be better. And it shouldn't really matter who takes over the world as long as everything gets better and we stop killing ourselves and we stop destroying the entire earth. I like to think that's how I'd react. But luckily, nobody's come along and said that to me. So I don't even need to think like that. I can just be like, look, it's me. I'm here. I'm alive. I don't like what I see. I'm going to try and take over the world. But I find it really interesting how people can have such a strong reaction to that idea. And it's almost like it's their ego that doesn't like it, because it just doesn't make any sense, really, that they'd rather have complete psychopathic men in charge of the entire world. They'd rather have it so that we've got these prime ministers who are just completely mad and so insanely selfish that they go on holiday to Hawaii while the country goes up in flames. They'd rather that than someone like me coming along being like, I'm going to take over the world. And I can't help but think it's got something to do with the fact that I'm a girl. I think there's some men who are really threatened by me, generally, but by women who maybe feel like they've got some power. I just find the whole thing really awkward, to be honest. I'm like, can you just stop being so selfish? Drop your ego. Let whoever can take over the world, whoever can take the power back from these men, just fucking let them. In fact, don't let them. You should be grateful. You should be happy that someone's come along and being like, I can't stand this anymore. I'm going to change the world. But instead, you just feel like this attack against themselves. I'm like, I want to set you free too, really. Like, if you want to be free and I'm in charge of the world, I'll totally let you be free. I'll let you just decide what it is you need to do. And I'll just kind of put that responsibility onto you for and faith in you that you know how to behave and you know how to act and you know how to be a human being. I won't put any laws on you. I won't put any rules on you. I'll just say, off you go. You're free. So that's my plan, I suppose. And that's why this is so awkward. It's because I feel like I've got this power in my mind and in my body and just in the fact that I'm aware of the fact that I'm alive. I've got this power that comes with that awareness. And I've got this fury in me, this massive fury in me that just that I need to channel it in a creative and digestible way, and maybe in a way that feels nice for you, hopefully. And I've got this passion for life and for people and for animals and for forests and just for the earth. And I'd really like to see things get better. So that's what I'm going to do. And I get that it might seem a little bit awkward. And yeah, I guess what I'm hoping to do is to kind of really make contact with the people who aren't so, selfish or so scared as to react in such a way when a perfectly nice person comes along and says, I think I'm going to try to take over the world. I'd like to make contact with the people who are up for that, who are like, sure, fuck it. If you know how to take power back from these creeps, and you want to bring peace and equality and love to the world, and you want everyone to be free, then absolutely, go for it. We're rooting for you. That's who I want to speak to. And anyone who's like, no, fuck you, you can't take over the world. Well, all right, but whatever. I'm just going to try anyway. because I just can't deal with it. It's just horrible. It's really horrible. All right, I'll stop. 15 minutes. Fuck. I need to really learn to speak faster, but the reason it's so difficult is, you know, when I say that it feels like there's this crushing force that pushes down on me and stops me from speaking, I don't really mean it in this like metaphorical way. I mean it in a very physical sense. Like, I really feel this force that's just I do. I feel this really strong force, and hopefully I can be stronger than it. Okay, see ya.